Recording in progress.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Peak Endurance Podcast. I'm your host, Ron Tate, and with me is...
Your second host, Isabel Tate. And we are here from Melbourne, Australia.
We are. For
on
this
the
week anyway.
16th of May, 2025.
Yes.
And we fly out on the 18th of May.
That's right.
And we're going to say, see you later, winter. We're going to the British summer.
British summer, which will be
pretty much the same.
I was going to say, we're very much the same as
Although
what
it's
we've got at the
autumn
moment.
here, but
It
it's
is.
about to be winter next in just over a week, whatever.
So we've had
2 weeks, something. I can't remember.
We've had pretty warm autumn here, so it's been, I guess,
Melbourne,
low 20s.
Yeah, Melbourne either goes from summer straight into winter and skips autumn, or it just stays sort of summery. So autumn is my favorite month, and rarely do we get a full 3 months of a good autumn, which I would love. We sometimes get, about 2 weeks of autumn and that's it. We either go straight to winter or we stay in summer, and and it's just shit because autumn is the best.
Yeah, we've pretty much just had a week or two of autumn this year.
If that,
cold
we'll have a couple
nice
of days of autumn, and then it'll go back to summer again, and I'll be like, holy moly. Can you pass my drink, please?
Yeah, so we are off to the UK in 2 days' time, basing ourselves mostly in Scotland or in the north of England.
Yeah.
So we're bracing ourselves for
bog,
potentially wet weather, but although the bomb is telling us that it's going to actually be nice when we first get there.
But it's looking at the moment like it's going to be raining all day, just a light drizzle, just a nice, comfortable light drizzle the whole day of my race. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure it's just as reliable as here, and it's probably wrong. Yeah. So anyway, catch up. That's enough about the weather. Far out. We can't talk the whole podcast about the goddamn weather.
So what have we done for the last week?
Well, we went for a run.
Oh, yeah.
On Saturday, we went out for what was meant to be a 35K run. I wanted to redo the Listerfield run that we did when I got back from America, and I was still kind of sick, and I had a few other things. It was awful. And I remember it as being 35Ks, and it was awful, and I hated every minute of it. It was the most terrible run. And I said, let's do it again as part of the taper. We did 60K the week before. And it was so much better, but it was only 30K.
It turned out it was 30K, not 35.
Just felt like 35.
Yeah, I think it probably felt more like 50.
50 at the time.
But yeah, we'd convinced ourselves that it was a 35K run. And then we were getting close to the end thinking, can't be 35. No. We're a lot closer to the finish.
And I'm thinking maybe we don't realize how far it is. We just think we're closer and that it's really lots of kilometers. But no, I pulled out the maps because we would come on.
Like 3Ks from the end, realistically, but we still had 8Ks to go, and we're like, this can't be right. I don't know what we're doing, but this can't be right.
Our spidey senses were going off. And so I pulled out the map, and lo and behold, that time when we did it, it was 30K.
Not 35.
It's also because we spent most of that run walking when we did it that time, because I was just so unwell.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was me trying to race like that. Who the hell was I kidding? I mean, I went all that way, but it was just the most horrendous. Oh, anyway, so it was actually a really nice, and I really enjoyed it. And we added an extra K, and it was all good. And I was fine.
Turned into a 31K run.
Yeah. So then the next day we went out to Dungala and did a 12 or so K run there. And I have to tell people about the funny incident about the we're running along on the trails in Dungala, and these 3 Asian people are walking. They're bushwalking, I guess.
Yeah.
And as we run towards them, the woman closest to her grabs her mask out and whips it over her face, because we are so germy.
We obviously looked unhealthy.
Yeah, like
running
running. I was actually highly offended. I think it was so rude that she whipped up her mask because there were people around. Like, I was really cross.
You were.
And I did kind of maybe call out something, didn't I? I think I said, we're not the ones who are sick or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, we're probably healthier than you or something like that.
That's right. But it was ridiculous. Not only were we not that close, it was a wide trail, so it's not like we had to run right beside her, but
Honestly, so rude. And just so rude, so obvious about it. She didn't care that we might get offended. And does she not realize that that's really offensive?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just find it really offensive. But,
yeah.
I've really got to control my yelling at people. I have gotten in trouble about that before. I've ended up in court. About the dog. I yelled at this woman who got upset about my dog barking at her. I said, because she was on a bike, and I yelled at her, maybe if she rode faster, it wouldn't be such a problem. And the judge got cross with me. Said you. And that was actually most of the trouble. The dog, we were meant to be going to court for the dog, but I was the one that got in trouble for yelling at the woman to ride her bike faster so my dog couldn't bark at her.
At least it didn't go Sikkim Rex.
No, that's what I should have. I felt like it because it was like she slowed down. Like, seriously. Anyway, whatever.
So yeah, anyway, that was interesting. I laughed. And then when I started to laugh, and then looked at one of the other guys, and he was smiling at me, thinking that I was,
being nice and smiling
cheerful,
at him.
But I was actually laughing at the lady.
The lady pulling up her mask because we're so disgusting.
Because we dared to run within 5 meters of it.
I know, honestly. Anyway, don't get me started on the COVID shit.
Yeah.
Because we all know where that ends up. I get my soapbox out. And anyhow.
Yeah, so anyway, we're smack bang in the middle of a taper.
So just a 20K jiggity jog tomorrow. It's like,
I know
it's barely worth getting up for.
I know. It's only slightly longer than a midweek.
Yeah, well, I went out to do a 15K midweek run on Wednesday that ended up being 17K, you know. And it was like, we're only going to be doing 20 tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's weird because we do that and then we get home and go, right, now what do we do with the rest of our day?
Well, to be fair, we have a lot to do.
We have a lot to do.
Because we have not started packing. Well, I have. I've just been throwing shit.
Packing is not making a pile in the middle of the room, okay? That's what you've done.
Oh, is it the 3 piles I've made? Yes. I've made 1 in the lounge room and 2 in the bedroom.
Yeah, so when you say packing, it's
just throwing shit in a pile.
It's not really packing.
No.
So we do have the suitcases out. We just haven't opened them up.
And when we say we, what do we mean?
What do we mean is that I'll start going through everything tomorrow.
You just don't in the suitcase. Don't act like the victim here. You don't like the way I pack.
No, I don't.
So is it my fault?
No, it's not. It is entirely.
I would pack if it was me. I'd need you to sit on the case, but I would pack.
I make a rod for my own back by being
so good at it.
Watching you with a twitch on my face, going, no, don't do that. Don't do that. So
I get shitty because it's like, I am folding it.
So it's just much better if I just do it myself. So Isabel puts everything to the side that she wants in there, and then I'll just make it.
But honestly, I am happy to pack. I just don't pack like you or anybody else. Even my daughter hates the way I pack, and she will, like when we were in America, she packed for me because she couldn't stand the way I packed. So I get it, but it's just the way I am. And
so tomorrow I will turn those piles into neat suitcases.
Like when you first moved in with me, you were horrified at my cupboards and drawers, weren't you?
And not only did she just never fold anything and throw it into a drawer, but half of it was still hanging out of the drawer when she closed it.
Shoving it in the drawer when I hang out. Yeah. And then I would never be able to find anything. So I'd have to throw everything on the floor, find it, then throw it back in the drawer. It was very annoying. Yeah. But to be fair, things haven't changed much. You fold it and put it all neatly for me.
I fold the washing and put it neatly in. And then periodically I take everything out of her cupboard and fold it all properly and put it back in
because
again.
I go through it and kind of mess it up a little bit. I start folding and then I just get bored and I just spin it a few times.
That's right. You roll it up around your hands and that's folded.
Yeah. Well, I make that effort for you. Yeah. Do you realize before you, I didn't even make that effort.
I appreciate it.
That's what I do for you, not for me.
So that's our weekend, is the weekend of packing and getting ready and then off to the airport Sunday night.
So our flight leaves at
11 o'clock, thereabouts. It's 5 to 11.
Oh, God, that's fucking terrible.
5 to 11 on Sunday night.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yes. We should be able to get comfortable and then go to sleep, hopefully.
Hopefully, because I'm normally Well, we're normally in bed by 8:39. How are we even going to stay awake to get on the flight?
Yeah, that's going to be.
Can we just get wheelchairs, right, and just park in the lounge thingy there? Not lounge, no, waiting area. Gate?
Gate. That's
and then we can just fall asleep, and they can just wheel us on.
We'll just hang a sign around our
what our row is, and
that.
But no doubt, as soon as you sit in that airplane seat, your eyes will
be
like,
right. Ding. That's right.
Because your self-belief is, I don't sleep on airplanes.
I'm not very good at it.
It's because you sit down going, I'm not going to be able to sleep. That's your belief. No. And guess what happens? You don't sleep. Okay. Whereas my belief is, I am going to sleep like a machine. I often don't sleep very well on the way over there because I'm too excited, like a kid right before school camp. But on the way home, I sleep like a baby. So
we've got 2 flights, one to Dubai and then Dubai to London. And the Dubai one, the flight to Dubai is going to be nighttime the whole way. So we leave at,
5 to 11.
11 o'clock here and land at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning.
6.
There. So it's going to be a overnight flight with, it's going to be dark the whole way. And then once we leave Dubai, it's going to be a daytime flight. So hopefully we'll be able to stay awake for a fair bit of that. And then when we get to...
No, we want to sleep for that too. You want to sleep for all of it, because when we arrive
it's going to be lunchtime.
It's going to be lunchtime. So you don't want to stay awake for that whole flight. You want to sleep for half of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I'll be able to.
Well, you just do. You just make yourself.
Okay.
To be fair, I couldn't sleep on the way out to America, but that was because everyone was coughing and being disgusting and I was fretting. But certainly on the way back, I mean, I slept sitting upright with, I slept for like 15 hours.
Yeah, but that was because you were sick and exhausted.
True. But still, it can be done. It proves that it can be done.
Yeah, we'll see.
See, it's your belief. It's what you believe. Yeah. And so therefore your subconscious makes it true, because your subconscious doesn't want you to be a liar. So it makes it true. It's true. This is true stuff. I'm not making this shit up. This is part of the study that I have done. Anyway,
and then so we land at lunchtime and we'll get a car and drive halfway up
to Staffordshire. We've got a nice place booked there. And then we drive to Glasgow.
Overnight there, and then on to Glasgow the next day.
So we'll go for a bit of a jiggity jog in Staffordshire, just, nothing major. Head to Glasgow, get our shit organised. I've already booked in for a massage, and all right, Brussels sprout, that's expensive. Right, so I booked this massage. I have to pay a tip while I'm booking. I haven't had the massage yet, so pay a goddamn tip. Like, seriously? And the lowest you can tip is 15%. Anyway, and that's, whatever. And it said, pay for the whole thing, or pay, I think I'm paying a third, which was £30. And I looked at my credit card this morning. That was $61. So I've got to pay. That's going to cost me $180 for an hour massage.
$180 plus tip.
Well, that includes the tip.
That includes tip. Okay.
But seriously, you're going to be broke when we come home, or I am. My God, because everything is double. It's like going to America.
Yeah.
Essentially, everything is double. So you've just got to gird your, just grit your teeth and get through it, because I don't, we don't want to be on that trip going, well, we can't afford this and we can't afford that. I mean,
so
are we bringing both credit cards? Let's put it that way.
And so while we're in Glasgow, we'll be getting everything ready for the race.
Getting my food. I mean, we're taking some of the knack stuff over and that sort of stuff that I've just purchased.
Just some of the snacky type stuff.
And then, well, that's what knack is. And we're not buying that for our meals.
No.
And then
Cliff Bar. We got Cliff Bars.
Yep. Yeah. And then we'll get some more, because I also like to have real food. Yeah. And then we go to Bouvray, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah.
On the Isle of Skye.
Yep. And then it's race. But we won't give everyone a blow-by-blow of the entire trip. Don't worry, we're not trying to bore you here. No. Although we may possibly be succeeding. So we'll talk after the race about how the race went. Obviously. But it's looking like the first 40K is boggalicious. But that's okay, because we're all in it together.
Yeah, it's going to be boggy and very exposed too, by the looks of it.
And it's very windy and possibly lots of midges. So yes, we've got to pack the Bushmans. Yeah, so that's essentially what we're doing
That's
this
our life at the
weekend.
moment. Busy, busy, busy.
Yes, but busy in a good way.
Yeah.
So what we're
So,
going to talk about today
yes,
is
what are
an
we going to talk
absolute
about?
bugbear of mine. So where is my soapbox? Let me just go and grab it. And my high horse.
She's going to fall off a high horse onto
Onto
a
the
soapbox.
soapbox. Yes, indeed. So the topic is racing your training.
Yes.
Now, I do believe we potentially have spoken about this before, but I believe it deserves a revisit based on conversations I've been having with people, not my athletes, because my athletes are smarter than that, and yours are too, and Zoe's. But with other athletes who are not fortunate enough to be being coached at the moment by Peak Endurance Coaching. So people race training.
That's right.
And they win it. They win it. They win it, but then they can't race. So
you've had a conversation with a couple of people who have
torn muscles
in
racing
the
their
time
training.
when they should probably be tapering.
Yes.
Have gone out and done something silly, as in doing a speed session that they haven't done before, 2 weeks out for their old 1.5 weeks out from their race, and tearing a muscle.
Yeah. Because, and not just that they were doing speed work, but someone else was around them at the time and they decided to race them. And and I know someone else who was doing just a long run, and someone was out there, someone they don't know, and they raced that person because they couldn't have someone beat them. And it was the same with the other person. It wasn't a race where they talked about it, oh, let's have a race. It was a race of, I can't let that person beat me. And I've always spoken about it, like when I used to be, training for marathons and that, I would train with the guys and they would all race each other for the training. And I would always come last, like in the training, because I wasn't interested in racing them. I was interested in, in pushing myself and working hard, but running controlled. I did a post about this recently, a carousel. Look on Peak Endurance Coaching, Insta or TikTok or Facebook. I'm everywhere. I'm like Eddie everywhere. And I did a post about that. Speed work is about learning to run controlled and controlling your effort and just metering out the correct amount of effort to get the physiological adaptation that you're after. Racing in your training is, well, that's where you leave your race in. It's like goodbye race. Anyway, these guys that I used to train with, and they would all race each other and race me and race everything, and I would always come last. But guess who would come first out of all of us in the race?
Yes.
Me. I would beat the guys in the race. Marathon, I'm talking. I'm not talking 100-meter sprint. They probably still would have beat me on that. So, it's all like, that's great, winning training, but nobody remembers that. To be fair, no one remembers races either. But,
you don't get a prize for
you
winning
don't getting
training.
a prize for winning training. You get, kudos, not kudos on Strava, but, kudos for doing your best in a race, not limping up to the race going, oh, I would have done really well, but I've pulled a hammy, I've torn my meniscus, I've, whatever it is, because you were overdoing it. Or I'm so exhausted, I just did, honestly.
Yeah, it's not a boast to say that you did a 70K run the week before you did your 100K race. That's not a boast.
Just to check if you're fit enough.
Yeah, that's just stupidity. That's not a boast.
To be fair, I don't know anyone who's done that.
Oh, I'm not specifically that far, but my point is doing a long run the week before you race.
Like, or to me, what I'm talking about is people who are racing, like pushing really hard. And I'm not even talking in the taper. I'm talking all the way through their training program, just racing everybody and everything just so they can show on Strava how fast they are, and racing their easy runs because they are too embarrassed to show a slow run on Strava, and, and then racing nice, easy kilometers.
Nice, easy kilometers.
All you have to do is look at their heart rate.
You did 4:30 pace with 170 heart rate.
Yeah,
that wasn't easy.
Yeah, that was not an easy run. I love it when I see that on Strava. Nice, easy jog, and they've got 4:30 pace. And you're like, really? Even the Kenyans run their long runs 2 minutes a kilometer slower than their marathon pace, sometimes even more than that. Yeah. They run their easy runs super, super slow. Their long runs, they probably put a bit more effort into it, but they certainly start them slow and then speed up. But the Kenyans, who are the top racers in the world, run their easy runs for them, it's probably still fast for me, to be fair.
Yeah.
But, you know, if
Yeah,
they're,
it's all relative.
it's all relative. If they're running, you know, a 2 minute whatever pace, they're not running 3:30 for their easy pace.
No.
They're running 4 to 5 minute pace for their easy pace,
Yeah.
which
So
for them is super slow. They could
yeah.
write 4:30 and go easy jog,
Yeah.
because you can bet your bottom dollar their heart rate won't be 170 for that, but that would be 2 minutes slower.
Yeah.
You know?
So even if you're doing your marathon paces, even if you're a 4 minute per K marathon pace, which is very fast for us mere mortals,
Your
then
easy
you're
runs should still be 6 minute
yeah,
pace.
that's right. Not 4:30 pace.
Yeah, no, not 4:30 pace, not even 4:50 pace. I
Yeah.
mean, it's you know, it's like, how come the elites, is it that we average runners are better than elites? We can do things that they don't do. We can get away with stuff that they don't know. No, they know. They've got access to research, and
Yeah.
I mean, I consider us the best coaches in the world,
Of
but
course.
you know, they've got access to
some pretty good
hard
coaches
to
as
believe
well.
it, but better coaches potentially.
Let's just call them pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Average, you know. Been coaching for, 40 years or
Yeah.
something, we'll get there. So, but they do it, but oh no,
I know better.
yeah. And to be fair, I was a little bit the same. Like, I was a 4:15 pace marathoner, and my easy runs were around 4:30, 4:40 pace. I mean, that was bloody stupid. No wonder I was so exhausted, and why my marathon didn't, like, it was 4:15 pace, the marathon that I did. What I planned for was faster than that. Right. So, I've done the trials by miles. I know the mistakes. I've made them too. And there's nothing to be gained from letting your ego run your runs for you. And this whole Strava addiction thing, which, I get, is part of it. Like, I at first didn't get Strava because I was embarrassed about my easy runs, and I felt that they were too slow. And I've gotten slower since then. And I was worried back then. But and I do get embarrassed sometimes, but sometimes if I've done a 60K run the day before, my easy run is going to be so slow because I'm rooted.
Yeah.
And pushing it to prove something to Strava when literally nobody cares, honestly. No. Nobody cares. And then derailing your own fitness and your own race. I don't know. It just seems silly to me.
Yeah. Especially, races cost a lot of money nowadays. Quite often you have to travel to them. So there's accommodation,
petrol, the entry fee alone.
Yeah. So if you're going to all that effort, at least do the best you possibly can to get yourself there in one piece.
Yeah.
And
better to be 1% undertrained than 1% overtrained.
Yeah.
Okay. And honestly, stop this racing and tearing muscles and ruining yourself before a race. And yeah, and you are right. I have noticed some people have been doing a huge load, not our athletes.
No.
Before UTA, they're doing, the miler and that, and they're doing huge load 2 weeks out. And I'm like, holy moly, what are they doing? But they're not my athletes. I'm not going to say anything. And it's like, anyway,
yeah.
so
if you still need to do those long runs 2 weeks out from a miler or from 100K,
then you haven't done enough.
Then you kind of done it wrong. You've left it a little bit late.
They've done the reverse taper.
Yeah, that's right.
They tape it earlier on, and now they're building up into the race.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we and I'm sure you all do too. We see the errors other people make, and and we all think we're not doing it, but we do have a tendency to. We all do. And I know how hard it is to not want to race people. It used to be for me. I would consciously hold myself back because that's smart training. And I always would say to myself when these guys were racing off, and I knew, because I was fairly fast back in the olden days when I was youngish. But I would hold myself back going, I'm not racing training. I'm not going to race training. I will race the race.
Yeah.
And it was a conscious decision I made to control my effort and not wear myself out. And it worked, and it works for everybody, not just for me. I'm not just some anomaly. It's the way the human body works. And also, if you try and race someone and in doing so, hit speeds you're not used to and in a fashion that you're not used to, then that's how you tear muscles. Muscles that aren't warmed up properly, muscles that aren't used to that effort, muscles that, have just, you're in the middle of a big training load. You put your body through a big effort at the race, but you've tapered down. So the load on the body is a bit less. But, when you're if you haven't tapered yet, your body's still under quite a load.
Yeah.
All your tendons, ligaments, and muscles are a bit weakened.
And just sore, like, I mean, when we did the run last Saturday, a week
Ron
after
was
doing
like,
the 60K.
I don't understand why I'm still tired. I'm like, we did a 60K run last Sunday.
Yeah, doing a 30K run, 20 Ks in, my quads were wrecked.
And he couldn't, and I'm like, but he goes, but I thought I'd be recovered by now. And I'm like, no, because you've also run during the week.
Yeah.
It's not like you just stopped and lay on the couch or with your legs up the wall, relaxing and, getting massages, which for you wouldn't be relaxing. Yeah. But either way, 60Ks takes a bit to recover from, especially when you factor in the 17K downhill down bitumen at the end of said 60Ks.
Yeah.
Which was just adding insult to injury, as I keep saying. So, you have to give your body some grace.
Let it recover.
So even from a training run, if Ron had tried to push it, it'd have been, you probably would have pulled something.
Yeah. Or, I mean, just the fatigue, like I say, 20 Ks into a 30K run, the fatigue.
Yeah, your quads were shot.
If that was a race, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
I mean, I was generally okay because I'm more used to those long kind of distances than you are. But I was still tired. It's hard work doing 60K.
It is, even for, we generally
awesome athletes like us.
We regularly get up to that, in our training. Although
do
not
we really?
Over
not
and over
really.
Again. We peak into it all the time.
Yeah, we do that regularly, like 2 or 3 times a year. Like, honestly, we don't do 60K runs very often, like twice a year. When was the last time we did a 60K run? I can't even remember. We did a 50.
It's been a while, mainly because when you were training for Barkley, you weren't doing long distances. You were doing lots of climbing.
Yes.
If that was a distance style race, we would have done it then as well.
Yeah, we would have done it for that. But before that, even for Marysville, we only did a 50K run. I didn't do a 60K run. So over a year since we've done a 60K run.
True. Yeah.
And you wondered why you were tired. So at least a year and a half since we have done a 60K run. So it is not a common occurrence because I don't believe, and you as a coach as well don't believe in overtraining. You don't need to overtrain to prove, I'm not quite sure what.
Yeah.
To make you confident, maybe. I don't know. Because you can never do a long enough run to make you confident to run 100K or 100 mile because what is 80K going to make me more confident about 100 miles compared to 50K? Not really, because it's still not the distance.
No, and then...
Do you know what makes you confident to run 100 miles?
Running the 100 miles.
Yeah, doing the race. Same with 100K. The only way I'm going to be confident running 100K is 100K. The first time I did a 100K race, I had never run more than 50K. And I did really well in that 100K.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to run 100Ks or how to pace myself or anything, but I just did because I have learned, even in 50Ks, to listen to my body and not overdo it and not push myself hard out the gates, like all these people sprinting off. I didn't sprint off at the start. I was talking to people at the start of this 100K that I did, which was North Face, UTA, whatever, and I paced myself really well, even though I'd never run 100K before. But you learn that in training. That's why in speed work you've got to do controlled effort. You've got to learn what it feels like to control your effort rather than going hell for leather, all guns blazing.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're teaching you to do when you race. Otherwise, we don't need to do that. We're not 100-meter sprinters. We don't, and even they control their effort in training.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the only time they run, put
that
everything into their run is in the race. That
they will control it because they'll be working on different things. But for some reason, people think that the rules don't apply to them.
Yeah.
The natural, physiological, biological rules don't apply, but they do to all of us. And sadly, some people find through their bodies going, no, fuck you,
Had
we're
enough.
not doing this.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want that, dear listener, to happen to you. So please stop racing training. And if you have friends who do it, say, stop racing training. It's not worth it. Who cares if you win training? I mean, maybe some people really want to win training and that's all they want to do. And they're happy to go not so well in races. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's the mentality. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure you don't train that long and spend all that money just to go shit in a race because you've overcooked yourself in training.
That's right. Or, 2 weeks out, you decided to, go crazy and sprint up a hill.
Yeah.
Only to find that you've pulled a calf muscle and now, 2 weeks later, you're towing the line of this race going, I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to finish this race now.
Yeah, what a waste. What a waste. Yeah. And so if you need help with this, peak endurance coaching, can I tell you, we give you the paces that you have to hit for your training session. So you can't overcook yourself.
We give you specific efforts and specific paces,
specific distances. And then we also call you out if you push it too hard. We also call you out if you take it too easy. But we call you out if you push it too hard on those and don't listen to those paces. So, if you want proper structured coaching that will get you to the start line and reduce your chance of getting injured, because I will never say that you won't get injured, because the human body is the human body, and it, who knows?
So many different things that can cause injury, not just effort.
Yeah, it's not just effort. I mean, you can
trip
and whatever. There's no.
We're not going to run along in front of you sweeping things off the trail for you. We don't quite go that far.
Yeah, no, we're committed, but we're not that committed. But definitely reduce your chance of getting injured. Honestly, DM me and let's have a chat. I love to have Zooms with people. And we can chat about how peak endurance coaching can help you, because we want to see people succeed. And when I see people doing these crazy things, it makes me so sad, because I want people to succeed. So
it actually makes you kind of cross too.
I would never cross. I'm like, gentle parenting kind of a person.
very, very level, mild mannered.
Yeah.
not emotional at all.
No. Well, it's not cross. I get frustrated.
Yeah.
How does it go? I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. I used to say that to my kids. I'm not angry with you. I'm just disappointed. Yeah, you're angry, Mum, aren't you? No. No, I'm not angry. I'm frustrated and annoyed, because I know I just hate to see wasted potential.
Yeah.
And I hate to see people wasting all the work they've done. And it makes me cross about the waste, not, anything else. And it's like, and then to see them hobbling around a race course or pulling out, and it's, like, what a pity.
Yeah.
What a pity.
Absolutely.
Indeedy do. So here we are.
Yeah, that's I guess that's it in a nutshell. I think we've
I didn't even really get on my high horse or my soapbox.
No, well, your soapbox got to work out. You didn't really get on your high horse.
No. I didn't. I think I was quite. I was that gentle parenting.
Yes,
whatever the hell that is.
I don't know.
Some stupid crap which just ends up with shitty naughty kids.
Yeah, I was going to say new age crap that doesn't actually deal with a naughty kid.
No, that's right. That makes the naughty kid win, and that's what they learn. Anyway, I definitely did not have gentle parenting. I had the opposite of gentle parenting. I had German parenting. And I saw this, because I follow some German things. I saw this thing, and it shows a woman wearing a t-shirt. I have a German mother, nothing scares me. I have a German mother. Or you can't scare me. I have a German mother. And it's true. Like, you don't know scary until you've had a German mother. Holy moly. She used to terrify the shit out of me.
And for someone like you who just somehow managed to always get yourself into situations where...
Oh my God, just constantly. I would walk around the house and things would just fall off the shelves and smash. Like, seriously. It was crazy. And then I'd hear my mum come over. I just wet my pants. And she hadn't even hit me yet. Oh, bless her cotton socks.
Bless your cotton socks.
Honestly, I was a magnet for just destroying shit. I don't know how it happened.
It's because you moved around the house
With abandon.
like the Tassie devil.
Like a dervish.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I just honestly, it's like my sister. She had this. I don't. I've told you this time, but I'm sure the listeners will be thrilled. She had this beautiful China tea set brought back from Germany. I ran through the room, knocked it all over, and smashed the entire tea set. With her doll that could walk, I ripped the legs off it. Her talking doll, I accidentally ripped the head off it. My parents had this beautiful champagne flute set or wine glass set that they brought from Germany that was for their wedding. And I said I would carry it and put it away. And they said, just be careful. I said, I will. And I proceeded to drop it and smash every single glass. Honestly, I just looked at things and they broke. Honestly, I don't know how I did it. I would be washing the dishes and I'd lift the cup out of the sink and I'd have just the handle in my hand and the cup was still in the sink. I'm like, I don't know how it happened.
Listeners, all you have to do is watch Isabel for a week to understand how it really happened.
Like when I licked that knife.
Yeah, it's like the sharpest knife that we've got in the house.
All these brand new knives and the big knife block and the biggest knife of the block, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So super sharp. I turn around and there's Isabel standing in the kitchen licking the knife.
I've kind of forgotten.
Watching
it's fine.
It was that time, yes. I'm watching you bring the shopping in from the car. Most of us, if we've got 4 or 5 bags, we go, all right, we'll make
all the women listening to this
we'll make a second trip.
No.
Isabel loads everything up.
It's no wonder my elbows have golfer's elbow.
You can see Isabel,
every woman listening will know that it's a one what's the word? One trip. That's it. You don't go more than once. Never ever. I will put things on my head if I have to. Like an African lady with the water.
Yeah.
You know, there is no way I'm doing 2 trips. If there has to be a second trip done, it's you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because Ron will go, stop it.
Just leave it.
I'll go back. I'm like, no, I've got to do 1 trip.
Just leave it. I'll come back and get that one.
No, okay. All right. It's probably how I smashed the eggs when I got to walk trying to get into the house.
That's right.
Oh, dearie me. But,
Anyway, that's Isabel in her whirlwind ways.
But, it's
keeps life interesting.
Yes, because we've got to get new dinner sets and I mean nothing heavy because I used to shut the dishwasher. I didn't used to push the drawers in. I used to push the drawers in by shutting the door and have it and smash
against the end.
Yeah. So I'm getting better at that. I tend to try now to push the drawers in. Yeah, it doesn't always happen, but
that's right.
Yes.
All right. Well, we've talked about you're accident prone.
It's not accident prone. The thing is, it's rushing. It's not being patient. It's not thinking. It's because I used to say, "Oh, I'm clumsy. I'm accident." No, it's not. If you think about it, it's that I'm rushing. I'm not paying attention. That's ultimately what it is.
Which is why you continually fell down the stairs at our old 2-story apartment.
Fuck yeah, because I was always trying to do 1 trip. And so I'd be carrying so much I couldn't see where the stairs were. And I'd be in my cloth slippers, which didn't have a sole. They were socks. Socks essentially on carpeted stairs that I couldn't see, and then wonder why I'm sliding down on my ass in pain. But I wouldn't smash anything because I made sure I had kept a hold of everything.
Which kind of takes your arms out of play.
That's right. It was terrible. The amount of times you would just hear this as I'm binding down on my butt down the stairs. Oh God, that was awful. The pain I used to sometimes be in. Anyway.
All right.
That's me.
Thanks for listening. I think we'll wind it up here.
No, I'm sure everyone wants to know so much more about our home life.
That's right.
They're going, wind it up. Thanks for listening. Are we going to do the podcast while we're away?
Yes,
I was planning that we would. We might as well.
Yeah.
We'll talk next week about how, I trip to the UK and about maybe a little bit about dealing with pre-race nerves and that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And then afterwards, we'll talk about the race. We'll do a Isle of Skye debrief after. And then, and yeah.
Yep.
And then we're doing a race the week after that. We haven't told the people.
Oh, yes, of course.
We're doing the Blair Castle Up and Doon. That's what it's called. Up and Doon.
Up and Doon.
30 Ks.
In a true Scottish accent.
Yes, it's only a week later. So yes, I always talk about not over racing. We're doing it for fun.
We're doing it as tourists.
Yeah, we're doing it as running tourists because it's a whole running festival for the whole weekend at the castle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to go.
Initially,
it's on the way. To where we're going to be staying next.
Initially, we spoke about it and we were kind of going, oh, we'll just go to the festival and see what's there. But then we're like,
the only way to really meet people properly is to
we'll do the race. We'll just
walk it.
We'll take some photos.
We're going to take the Insta, not photos. Yeah, we're taking the Insta. So we'll make a little video of it.
Yeah, and we'll enjoy it.
Yeah, and we'll just do it for fun to meet, Scottish runners, and and just have a bit of fun. And then there's all these food trucks and there's, all sorts of things. And there's a bar, so I'll drink because you have to drive.
Yeah. So
I'll be a true Scot and I'll drink and drink and drink.
So it's the day that we're traveling from Inverness/Loch Ness down to Glasgow.
It's Drumholloch.
Dronic
something. Yeah.
Down to Glasgow. So we're going to stop on the way.
Halfway. Yeah.
Stop on the way, do this, have some fun, check out the area, check out the castle.
Yeah. It'll be fun. I'm almost looking forward to that more than the Isle of Skye.
It won't. Well, I was going to say it won't hurt as much, but it might.
But I don't reckon it will because
at least it won't be as long.
No, it definitely won't. Well, it might take as long. But no.
Well, there's a 6-hour cutoff, so
okay.
It won't either way.
Yeah, no, true.
So we're going to do that on the way back down towards Glasgow. So that'll be fun.
It will be fun. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking for. I mean, obviously, as coaches, we work regardless of whether we're away or we're not. So I'll still be doing looms for all my clients and doing coaching call Zooms, and I'll still be writing plans and doing all that.
Yep.
But we will still have a bit of a holiday.
Yeah.
Now, also, I have put out a nutrition course.
Yes, you have.
Indeed. And if I say so myself, it's bloody good. And I've put a lot of work into it, haven't I?
You have.
You've noticed that?
Yep.
For months. It's taken me months.
You did it over a couple of months.
Yeah, I started it probably earlier this year. Like early this year. If not last year, I think I may have potentially. Anyway, it feels like it's been about 6 months that I've been working on it. So, and it's only $59. Like seriously, that is cheap as chips. And there are 19 modules, 19 videos. Some are only short, but some are, 15, 20 minutes long. 19 videos, 12 recipe ebooks, one for each month of the year, heaps of information bundles on, snack ideas and plate ideas and race food ideas and all sorts of things, and heaps of information about the physiology of nutrition and the human body. And I've done modules on carbo loading, training your gut, all sorts of things. And like I said, I've put my heart and soul into this. So for me to only sell it for $59, it's because I want to share the knowledge. And yes, of course, I need to make a living. Like, the mortgage doesn't pay itself. And people go, oh, but you're going to the UK. Yeah, okay.
We have a life.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 54. I think we deserve to have a life now. I've certainly paid my dues, that is for sure, in more ways than one. And so it's only $59 and you get so much information because I wanted to make it jam-packed with information. And it literally is. It will take you quite a long time to get through all of it. And $59. Just go to the website and you get instant access. It's not like it's drip fed or anything like that. You get instant access to the page on my website. And you can log in and you've got access to everything. And so honestly, I highly recommend it if you want to know more about nutrition, if you want some help with your racing nutrition, that is all there for you. And and I love to help people. And this is if you I also do nutrition plans, but if you would like to have it, and they cost a bit more, obviously, well, this is a cheaper alternative. I wanted to offer people a cheaper alternative, and $59 is pretty much nothing. People
Yeah.
spend more on that in a week on their coffees. Can
Yeah.
I just say?
Yeah.
And this will help you a lot more than one grande cafe latte a day.
Yeah.
Right. So there you
So
go.
get onto it. It's
Yeah.
well worth the money, well worth the read.
And a
And
listen and a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, like, and that's the thing. It's a lot there. So anyway, that's that. Have a great weekend, everybody. We look forward to coming to you from the sunny Scotland.
Sunny Scotland, yes.
Yes. And yeah.
Yeah. See you later.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.